Have you ever deleted an app because you were finally done with it, only to reinstall it 3 days later? Or told yourself, this is the last time, after binge-watching until 3 a.m., doom-scrolling in bed, vaping, procrastinating, or promising that tomorrow you'll become a completely different person? Yeah, most people don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they're fighting the wrong battle. And according to a Japanese philosophy called Ikigai, the real problem isn't your bad habit. It's the hole that habit has been filling. Picture this. It's 11:30 at night. You were supposed to study, maybe finish that work project, go to the gym, read 10 pages of that book you bought 6 months ago. Instead, you're lying in bed with your phone 6 inches from your face. One video turns into 10. 10 minutes became 2 hours. You know you should stop. You even hate yourself a little while doing it. But somehow, you keep going. Then morning comes. You promise yourself you'll do better. And somehow, by evening, you're back in the exact same cycle. If you've ever thought, why can't I just have more discipline? You're not alone. But here's where it gets interesting. What if discipline isn't the missing piece? The Japanese idea of Ikigai roughly translates to a reason for being. The thing that makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. A sense of purpose, direction, meaning. And this is the part nobody tells you. Bad habits don't just steal your time. They often become substitutes for things you're missing. Scrolling gives stimulation. Junk food gives comfort. Gaming gives achievement. Alcohol gives escape. Procrastination protects you from failure. The habit isn't random. It's doing a job. So if you only focus on removing the habit without understanding what it's replacing, your brain fights back. Because now you've taken away one of its coping mechanisms. That's why pure willpower works for a week, then collapses. Ikigai asks a different question. Instead of asking, how do I stop? It asks, what kind of life makes this habit unnecessary? And honestly, that changes everything. The first step is simple. Identify what your habit is actually giving you, not what it's costing you. What's it giving you? Ask yourself, when I do this habit, what do I get? Be honest. Maybe social media gives you a connection. Maybe procrastination gives relief. Maybe binge eating gives comfort after stressful days. For example, if you always scroll after work, maybe you're not addicted to scrolling. Maybe you're exhausted and mentally drained. Scrolling became your recovery system. Different problem, different solution. Now this might sound simple, but most people skip this step entirely. And that's why they keep repeating the cycle. Quick question. Have you ever noticed that your bad habits show up at the exact same times? After work, late at night, when you're stressed, when you're lonely. That's not a coincidence. Your brain loves patterns. Which brings us to the next step. Change the environment before you try to change yourself. Japanese culture often emphasizes designing systems rather than relying on motivation. Because motivation is unreliable. Your environment isn't. If your phone sleeps beside your pillow, you'll probably scroll. If junk food is the first thing you see, you'll probably eat it. If your study desk is covered in distractions, you'll probably avoid studying. Make the bad habit harder. Make the good habit easier. Charge your phone outside the bedroom. Put books on your desk. Lay out your gym clothes before sleeping. Use website blockers during work. Tiny environmental changes remove hundreds of unnecessary decisions. You're not becoming more disciplined. You're becoming smarter. Build a micro-purpose, not a life purpose. Micro-purpose. Because whenever people hear Ikigai, they imagine discovering one giant mission that explains their entire existence. Most people don't have that. And that's okay. Sometimes your Ikigai today is simple. Helping your family. Improving your health. Learning one new skill. Becoming someone younger you would admire. You don't need to figure out the next 30 years. You only need a reason to choose differently today. Ask yourself every morning, what is one meaningful thing I want to move forward today? One thing, not 20. One. Purpose grows through action, not waiting. But here's the mistake almost everyone makes next. They try to become a new person overnight. And it backfires. Every single time. Focus on identity, not outcomes. Don't say, I'm trying to quit. Say, I'm becoming someone who takes care of themselves. Don't say, I'm trying to study more. Say, I'm someone who shows up consistently. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior reinforces identity. Every small action becomes evidence. 5 minutes of reading? Evidence. One workout? Evidence. Choosing water once? Evidence. You don't have to prove you're perfect, only that you're changing. One vote at a time. Expect discomfort. Seriously, this part matters. People assume that if the strategy is right, change should feel easy. It won't. Breaking habits means your brain loses a familiar reward. You'll feel bored, restless, tempted, annoyed. And this is the part nobody tells you. Discomfort isn't proof you're failing. It's often proof that you're healing. Sit with the urge for 10 minutes. Go for a walk. Text a friend. Write down what you're feeling. The urge rises. Then it falls. You don't have to obey every craving you experience. You only have to outlast it. So here's the real Japanese system for breaking bad habits. It's not about becoming more disciplined. It's not about hating yourself into changing. And it's definitely not about waiting until you're motivated. It's about understanding what your habits are trying to do for you. Designing an environment that supports the person you want to become. Finding small moments of purpose. Choosing an identity worth growing into. And taking one tiny step again and again. Because Ikigai isn't found. It's built. Slowly. Daily. Choice by choice. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself one question. What is this habit giving me? And what healthier way can I give that to myself instead? Start there. Start small. But start today. And if you're trying to break a habit right now, remember this. You don't have to win the rest of your life tonight. You just have to win the next choice. I'll see you in the next video.